Welcome, everyone, to Pencil Paper Plot.
Hey there.
We're the channel that really gets into the nuts and bolts of screenplays.
Mm-hmm.
We love uncovering those storytelling secrets and hopefully giving you some practical insights, whether you're an aspiring writer, maybe a filmmaker, or honestly, just someone who loves digging into how stories work.
Yeah, we dive deep, looking at character arcs, those big plot twists, and all the craft behind it, the beats, the slug lines, what makes it all tick on the page.
That's exactly it. Our mission, really, is to break down scripts scene by scene.
Right.
We want to figure out not just what makes a great story connect with an audience, but like how the writers actually pull it off.
It's about understanding the techniques, isn't it? So you can maybe use them yourself or just get a richer appreciation for the whole thing.
Absolutely. And today, oh, we are really excited. We're cracking open Glory and Loot by Jamie Cadavy and Troy Cadavy.
Oh, this one's a treat. Seriously.
If you haven't read it, you really should. It kind of jumps off the page, doesn't it?
It totally does. Glory and Loot is, well, it's this fantastic blend. It's hilarious. It's packed with action. It's a fantasy comedy. And what it does so brilliantly is contrast this massive confidence with just like pure accidental luck. And you get these moments of unexpected heroism popping up in this wonderfully chaotic, magical world they've built.
So the core premise is basically these two very unlikely heroes
Very unlikely.
thrown together on a quest for, well, the title says it all, right? Glory and Loot.
Pretty much. And trust us, it is filled with some truly memorable comedic misadventures. There's so much here to learn from, writing-wise.
Definitely. So our goal today for this deep dive into Glory and Loot is to really unpack how Jamie and Troy use these specific, really clever techniques.
Yeah.
How do they build that humor so effectively, so consistently? How do they develop character through action, which is key here, rather than just telling us about them?
Show, don't tell, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how they set up these payoffs that just land perfectly. It's honestly kind of a masterclass in comedic storytelling.
It really is.
So, okay, we've set the stage, this script, bursting with comedic energy. Let's dive right in. Where does it all begin?
Well, like a lot of good fantasy adventures, in a tavern.
Naturally.
Right from page one. Yeah, we're dropped straight into this really lively, bustling tavern. And what gets me immediately is how effortlessly they establish the tone and the world.
It's immediate.
You can almost hear that bard strumming away in the corner, singing about brave deeds. You can practically smell the roast meat and the ale.
Yeah, the sensory details are great.
It's more than just setting a scene, isn't it? It feels like an invitation. It signals this vibrant, kind of chaotic energy that's just perfect for a fantasy comedy. How do you think those details work so fast?
Well, it's efficient, isn't it? They're hitting multiple senses, anchoring us right away.
Yeah.
But it's also, like you said, chaotic vibrancy. That's not just background noise, it's foreshadowing the chaos to come.
Good point. And then, right in the middle of all this, they introduce our main characters. And not with a big announcement, but just through what they're doing, or maybe what they're not doing.
Yeah, tell us about Picus first.
Okay, so you see Picas. He's over at a corner table, loudly holding court, telling this totally captivated crowd about how he supposedly unlocked this treasure chest.
The one so difficult even a dragon couldn't have opened it.
That's the one! And instantly you get him. The brashness, the self-aggrandizing tendency. He's completely oblivious to anything outside his own story. He's putting on a show.
And it's funny straight away because you just kind of know it's probably 90% BS.
Exactly. You sense the exaggeration immediately.
You know, what makes that setup so good is how they immediately contrast Picus's like loud performance with admin.
Yes. The pivot is crucial.
You go from the guy desperately needing everyone to think he's amazing to the guy who just assumes everyone already does, even when they clearly don't.
Right. So admin's just a few feet away, quietly sipping his ale. It's a great visual contrast right there. And the script tells us he's oblivious to the whispered criticisms. People apparently think he's arrogant, even though he does good deeds.
Still seen as arrogant. Yeah.
So you get his cockiness, his established reputation, or at least his perceived reputation instantly. That stark contrast is so important, isn't it? What does it tell us beyond just he's cocky?
Well, it shows that his confidence isn't necessarily based on social awareness, right? It's internal.
Yeah.
Maybe earned through skill, but definitely filtered through a huge ego.
That's where that show don't tell thing really sings, especially for comedy. It's not just writer advice 101. It's how they use it for humor and definition.
How so?
They don't say Picas is a brash blowhard. They show him spinning this ridiculous yarn about a dragon-proof chest, totally lost in his own performance. It's active.
Yeah.
And they don't tell us admin is arrogant. They show him ignoring criticism, just assuming his greatness is a given.
Even when it's clearly not. Yeah.
The genius is the immediate side-by-side contrast. These two guys, polar opposites, defined instantly by their actions and reactions in the same space.
Super economical.
More than just economical, it establishes their whole comedic dynamic without needing a single line saying, these guys are opposites, the showing is the joke, setting up so much more to come.
And building on that dynamic, that's when the inciting incident happens.
Precisely, right on cue.
This farmer, Merrick, bursts in, looks frantic, scanning the room, kind of nervous, begging for help. He talks about undead in his family's cave, says they've overrun the caves and his family's lost so much already. His voice cracks a bit.
And crucially, the script adds that little note. It feels like he's overselling the emotion.
That note, I love that note. It's such a tiny thing, but it's like Chekhov's overacting farmer. You just know it means something.
Exactly. It's perfect foreshadowing for a comedic reveal down the line. We'll definitely circle back to that.
So Merrick makes his plea.
Yeah.
The classic call to adventure.
He lays it on thick, forever be in your debt. The tavern starts buzzing. Most people are like, nah, too dangerous. But this is where our heroes step up.
In their own unique, kind of diluted ways.
Totally.
Okay, so this is where it gets really good.
Yeah.
How do they react?
Yeah.
Admin first. He hears undead and, maybe more importantly,
Glory.
Glory, yeah. He immediately puffs out his chest. Like you can almost hear it inflate. His eyes light up. And he booms. Undead and glory, say no more. I, admin, undefeated in battle, shall handle this.
Zero hesitation.
His motivation is just pure ego, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bolstering his status. He craves that public win.
Absolutely transparent. He lives for that spotlight, even if he has to generate it himself.
Meanwhile, Picus, he's on his second pint. Totally missed admin's big declaration because of the noise.
Blissfully unaware.
Until he catches the words cave in gold.
Uh-huh. The magic words for him.
His eyes widen. You can see the little treasure chest icons flashing in his pupils. And he just goes, a cave with gold, you say. Count me in.
Purely materialistic. Driven by that potential lucky find. No thought of danger, just loot.
And the script points out the killer irony. Neither realizes the other is volunteering. Both are driven by their own ambitions.
It's beautiful. That parallel action, the dramatic irony where we know something they don't, it creates instant comedic tension.
Sets up all the future conflict and misunderstandings perfectly.
It's simple, it's elegant, and it's funny right away because we're in on the joke they're completely oblivious to.
Okay, so they've got their marching orders, or rather their self-assigned missions based on completely different things. They head off separately towards the cave.
And this is where the script keeps building on those contrasts even before they bump into each other again. It's more great show, don't tell.
Right, so admin, true to form, charges ahead. Encounters some minor threats, mischievous goblins or enchanted plants.
The usual fantasy roadside pests.
And he deals with them effortlessly. Shows off his combat skill. He's the hero doing hero things. Even his internal monologue is probably congratulating himself the whole time.
He's earning that reputation, skill-wise, even if he inflates it later. He overcomes obstacles through competence.
And Picus.
Picas, meanwhile, through what the script calls sheer luck, just avoids fighting altogether.
Of course he does.
He doesn't face the goblins. He just happens to stumble upon a shiny trinket in the process.
Huh. Perfect. So this brings up a good point for writers, right? How do you use these small encounters to define character without just dumping exposition?
Exactly. Admin's fights, even minor ones, reinforce his skill and maybe his overconfidence. He acts skilled.
Okay.
Picas' non-fights reinforce his luck. He benefits from circumstance, not ability. These little scenes are super economical storytelling. Quick, illustrative moments that build those core traits without needing paragraphs of description.
Efficient. Reinforces who they are consistently. Every little win for admin is skill. Every stumble upon success for Picas is luck.
Precisely.
And even just getting into the cave highlights this perfectly. They both arrive at this ancient locked gate.
What's admin's approach?
Predictably admin. He brute forces to open it. Direct. Powerful. Zero subtlety. Just apply force until problem solved. Very him.
Textbook admin.
Then Picus shows up a bit later. And naturally.
He doesn't need brute force. He just happens to find a hidden lever to enter another opening in the cave.
Of course. It's just there for him.
If you connect that to the big picture, the script is just constantly, cleverly reinforcing who these guys are. It's not just about opening a gate. It's their fundamental worldview in action.
Might versus cosmic fortune.
Exactly. And for writers listening, that consistency is key. Character voice, character action, every little beat should ideally echo those defining traits. It makes the character feel cohesive, believable, even if they're hilariously diluted like Picas.
Okay, so they're inside the cave now, but still separate for a bit. The writers give them one more contrasting experience before the inevitable meeting.
Setting the stage for that first interaction.
So admin charges in deeper and finds himself facing highly skilled warrior skeletons.
Ooh, prepper challenge this time.
Yeah, the script says they're fast, deadly, and well-armed. And admin. He's laser-focused, pulling off epic, heroic strikes. But he's also narrating his own fight out loud, loving the sound of his own voice.
Aha, of course he is.
He even throws in lines like, I once dodged an entire dragon's firestorm. This, a walk in the park, performing for himself, basically.
Putting his own legend, yeah. Needs no external validation because his internal validation is cranked to 11.
Meanwhile, Picus wanders in through his lucky side entrance.
Naturally.
And gets confronted by...
What? A single slow-moving skeleton dragging an old rusty sword behind it.
Oh, dear.
Picus, totally unaware that skeletons can be dangerous here, just kind of lazily swings his sword, knocks the weapon away. The skeleton basically just crumbles, maybe out of boredom. And Picus, he genuinely thinks he's just achieved something amazing. Brushes off his shoulder. Another cave boss was defeated by Picus the Mighty.
The delusion is just...
yeah.
Chef's kiss.
It's fantastic. The contrast isn't just skill level, it's their entire perception of reality. Admin, skilled but self-absorbed. Picus, unskilled but utterly convinced of his own prowess. The gap is where the comedy lives.
And then, the moment arrives. Their paths finally cross in this big open chamber.
The first meeting.
Picus spots admin first, recognizes the swaggering hero type he clearly finds irritating, and under his breath, just perfectly, he mutters,
"Oh, this prick."
It's so concise. Tells you everything about his immediate reaction.
And admin sees Picus, assumes he's back up, completely oblivious.
Totally. Strides over, probably adjusting his perfectly sculpted hero hair, and goes.
I didn't realize the farmer sent a B team to assist me. You're in for a real treat today, friend. These skeletons are fierce, but nothing I couldn't handle. Good thing you got here just in time to see me finish them off. Impressive, right?
His ego is like a Teflon shield. Nothing sticks.
Nothing.
And Picus just gives him this dry, deadpan. Yeah, real impressive.
Dripping with sarcasm.
But admin just laughs. Genuinely thinks it's admiration. Modesty suits you. So, ready to take on the next challenge. I'm sure it'll be a real test of our skills.
That's the dramatic irony turned up to 11. It's not just that we know Picus is being sarcastic. It's that admin's perception is so warped by his ego, he literally cannot register the sarcasm.
It's like a superpower, sarcasm immunity.
Exactly. It makes every interaction potentially hilarious. For writers, this shows how dramatic irony can be baked into the character's core, driving their voice and relationships. The joke isn't just the line, it's admin's inability to see past his own reflection. It fuels the comedy again and again.
Okay, so they're together now, sort of. And the script throws a classic fantasy trope at them. The treasure chest.
Ah, yes, the centerpiece of many a dungeon crawl.
But the writers give it that signature glory and loot twist. Admin, playing the seasoned pro, puts up a hand. Careful. Treasure chests like that are always locked and booby-trapped.
Standard hero warning, setting up an expectation.
But Picus, especially when treasure's involved, has zero caution. He just cuts admin off mid-warning.
Not for me.
Walks right up to it, already counting the gold in his head, probably. Completely confident in his luck.
This is a great moment for subverting expectations, isn't it? We're primed for a trap reveal.
Right. And as Picus just flips the lid open casually, bam! Blinding light erupts.
Whoosh.
Both of them get sucked into it, transported to separate dungeons.
Now that's the trap. It pays off admin's warning it was trapped, but not with spikes or poison gas. It's a teleportation capture device.
It's a fantastic plot twist.
Yeah.
Totally unexpected. Elevates the stakes instantly. Throws a whole new conflict at them.
And it's a brilliant lesson for writers, right? Use those familiar tropes, but give them a fresh, surprising turn. Build the suspense, then deliver something the audience didn't see coming. It's funny and intriguing. Keeps you reading.
Okay, so post-teleportation trap. Admin finds himself shackled in a dark cell. But his captors, not exactly terrifying.
No, not really. We get 2 skeleton guards.
The first skeleton seems kind of nervous, recognizes Admin immediately, jaw drops practically. Oh no, do you know who this is? It's him, the legendary Admin. Total panic mode.
But the second skeleton, completely unimpressed, just grumbling, no, and I don't care. A hero is still a 0, bones and blood like anyone else.
Uh-huh. The contrast even in the guards is great.
Their bickering is just gold. Fantastic character work for minor players. First skeleton's whispering urgently, no, you don't get it. This is Admin, undefeated in battle. We're doomed if he wants to break out.
Then he actually pleads with Admin.
Yeah. Turns to him, clutching his sword nervously. Sir, if you don't mind, could you maybe stay captured, just for a while? It completely flips the usual power dynamic. Hilarious.
And Admin, totally chill about it. Smiling, even though he's chained up. Engages them like he's just chatting at the pub. No worries, my weak skeleton friends, but I have to ask you 2 questions if you want me to remain captured. 1, who's your boss?
It shows that unflappable confidence again, but also this weird curiosity he has. Even captured, he wants intel. For writers, look how much personality and humor comes from these minor characters. They're not just background. They have feelings, fears, motivations.
And this is where we get the big reveal. The answer to Admin's question.
The payoff.
The second skeleton just casually drops it. He's Merrick the Misleading. Likes to dress like a farmer and hang out at the tavern down the road. That's where we lure in all the, heroes like you.
Boom, Merrick.
Admin's intrigued, naturally, grinning. Ah, fascinating. I can't wait to go back to the tavern and properly introduce myself to this Merrick the Misleading. It's in the name, I should have known.
And the first skeleton just goes, oh boy, it perfectly pays off that earlier note about Merrick overselling the emotion.
It's brilliant. That small detail from the tavern scene suddenly clicks into place. It wasn't just a funny observation. It was crucial information disguised as a character quirk. Makes the reveal so much more satisfying.
Textbook setup and payoff, done with comedic flair. Admin then asks why nobody warned him at the tavern.
And the explanation is just wonderfully weird.
The first skeleton says, anyone who hints at Merrick's tricks winds up like, well, just poof. Turn to a drinking glass on the spot for trying to help any hero.
A drinking glass.
What?
It's so bizarre and specific. Tells you so much about the world's quirky, dangerous magic system without needing some long explanation.
It's fantastic world building through odd details. Then Admin tries for another question, but the second skeleton interrupts, wait, that's 3 questions.
Keeping count.
And the first skeleton just slaps him on the head, skull rattling, you shut your pie hole.
Even their physical comedy works.
These little interactions are everything, so Admin gets his actual last question in. What do you get out of this? Why are they guarding him?
And the first skeleton brightens right up. Our boss promised that we can get our souls back if we keep you locked up.
Motivation. Something tangible. The second skeleton perks up too. Wait, what? We can get our souls back.
There's this flicker of genuine hope for these poor undead guys.
Yeah, the first skeleton confirms, yeah, that's the deal. We guard Admin, keep him in here, and boom, souls restored.
But then, another twist. A dark, comedic gut punch.
Oh, yeah. The second skeleton says, sounding almost sweet, you know, I really do wish for your soul to come back.
First skeleton's touched. Oh, thanks. I didn't know you cared.
But nope. Second skeleton clarifies. No, you misunderstand. I want your soul for me. Your life was great before all this skeleton business. Plus, you were quite the looker. I mean, that skin. Flawless. I'd like that back, too.
Oh, my God. First skeleton is just stunned.
Chillingly calm.
It's so dark, but so funny. And it perfectly defines these characters and the bizarre kind of cutthroat, even for skeletons, world they live in. Great dialogue revealing motivation and personality.
Absolutely masterful character work, even for the guards.
Okay, so while Admin is getting intel and accidentally witnessing skeletal fashion desires, what's happening with Picus?
Picus also materializes in a dungeon. Similar setup, dark and gloomy, also shackled. But his experience, hilariously, tragically different.
Oh, so?
He's in the middle of the room. 2 skeletons are just there. One sitting at a table, the other slumped in a corner, looking bored out of its skull. Picas naturally assumes they know who he is, strikes a pose.
Oh, no.
Well, it looks like I've been captured by the infamous skeleton warriors. Bet you lot have heard all about me, huh?
The silence must be deafening.
Pretty much. The third skeleton just glances up, totally confused. What? Who are are you?
Ouch, right in the ego.
Picus is taken aback for a second, but recovers. Me? Oh, come on, I'm Picas, the undefeated warrior, treasure hunter, hero of countless battles, waits for the recognition, nothing. Blank stares. He tries again, almost desperate. Ring any bells? This whole scene perfectly answers that question. How do you comedically highlight delusion? You put it right next to Admin's experience. Admin is known, feared, Picus, utterly ignored. It's the ultimate comedic deflation of his inflated self-image.
His reputation is zero outside his own head.
Precisely. And the skeletons? They barely even register his attempted introduction. Third skeleton immediately gets distracted by the fourth skeleton messing with shackles in the corner. Hey, what are you doing with those shackles?
Oh.
Fourth skeleton holds one up. Organizing them? Organizing them? How? By clink quality.
Yeah, clink quality.
Curious.
And off they go. Clink quality. Shackles should be organized by weight. It's the only way to do it. Wait, please, you've got no taste. The sound is what matters.
It's so absurdly mundane, while their prisoner is trying to announce his heroic status. It reminds me of, like, office arguments about filing systems. It's funnier than some big threat because it's so relatable and petty, even for skeletons. They start this clumsy fight over shackle organization, completely ignoring Picas.
The ultimate disrespect.
And Picas, bless his deluded heart, his internal monologue kicks in. Ah, my reputation clearly precedes me, fighting each other over who gets to fight me.
Oh, Picas, no.
The irony is just perfect. He completely misreads the situation to fit his narrative. It's subverting the whole prisoner-guard dynamic into this petty squabble. And then, icing on the cake, a fifth skeleton wakes up nearby, takes one look at the bickering, and just mutters, I hate it here.
That line just lands perfectly, adds another layer of weary apathy to the whole scene. Masterful stuff.
Truly, using mundane conflict for maximum comedic effect against the backdrop of supposed peril.
Okay, so our heroes are captured. Admin's getting weird intel, Picus is being ignored by shackle enthusiasts. Then things change.
Yep, the ground starts shifting, cages rise up, chains clanking, they're ascending into the grand arena.
Admin, seeing this, immediately gets it, grips the bars. Looks like it's time for my next challenge. Bring it on. Ready for the spotlight.
Primed for performance.
By Pix, though. Sees Admin across the arena. Pure dread. Oh no, not this guy again. He is not thrilled.
Understandable. And connecting this to the bigger picture, that arena, it's not just a location, it's purpose-built to highlight the massive gap between them.
No so.
The Arena King appears. Hulking undead ruler, gold armor, the works. He introduces Admin with this booming over-the-top intro. Behold, in one corner, the legendary Admin, undefeated in battle. A warrior so skilled, he once defeated an entire dragon with nothing but a spoon and a smile. The man who single-handedly held off an army of 10,000 goblins while reading a book.
Just slightly exaggerated, maybe.
Just a tad, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts, chanting, Admin, Admin, Admin. It's this huge, glorious, absurd buildup.
And Admin just eats it up. Yeah, all in a day's work. Smug perfection.
Picus, meanwhile, sees this, expects his own fanfare, even kind of raises his arms, ready for the applause.
No, you know what's coming.
The Arena King turns to him, looks unimpressed, waves a hand dismissively. And in the other corner, some other guy we accidentally captured. The crowd murmurs, confused, a few scattered claps. That one lady gives an awkward woo and gets shushed.
Pease just mutters, annoyed. Really.
It's brilliant comedic writing. Build up the expectation, then utterly flatten it. Highlights character through that external validation or the complete humiliating lack of it. The ultimate anticlimax for Picas.
So the king yells, let the battle begin. And it kicks off, but again, completely fueled by misunderstanding.
The core dynamic persists.
Picus doesn't hesitate. Draws his sword, eyes blazing with desperation. He lunges at Admin, swinging wildly, using every ounce of energy he has. He's clumsy but fast, driven by panic, and just wanting to win, to survive.
He's genuinely fighting for his life here.
But Admin, totally unfazed, parries easily, still grinning, moves slowly, deliberately. He thinks Picus is just acting, putting on a show for the crowd with him.
Still locked in that delusion.
He even says, mid-parry, nice moves. I appreciate you taking it easy on me so we can devise a plan. We'll make our escape soon. Just wait.
While Picus is pouring sweat, gasping for air.
Exactly. Picus yells back, totally frustrated, taking it easy. I'm giving it everything I've got.
And Admin just laughs it off. Haha, that's the spirit. You're selling it well, but we both know you're holding back. No need to overdo it. He even, gently bats Picas' sword aside.
The audience is just watching this train wreck of miscommunication. Every line hits harder because we know the truth.
And then admin whispers his genius escape plan, still thinking they're performing.
Good showing. Now here is my plan. Kill them and destroy the gate.
And the script actually cuts to the gate guards. One skeleton's jaw drops, and he screams, "Let's get out of here!" and runs away, terrified.
Which hilariously confirms admin could actually do it, even while being completely oblivious to the actual fight Picus is trying to have. Picas, meanwhile, is just thinking, "Idiot, there is no way that will work." He's exhausted, muttering between swings. Swings again, misses wildly.
And admin casually dodges. Good showing. Way to sell it.
Yeah.
It's this perfect, painful dance of misinterpretation.
Then admin, almost accidentally, just flicks his sword and hits Picus, sends him stumbling back, collapsing onto the ground, totally winded.
Looks like it's over.
But then, someone in the crowd yells, "Don't be a bitch!" And suddenly the whole crowd picks it up. "Bitch! Bitch! Bitch!"
Oh no, peer pressure from undead monsters.
Picus hears it, sees the mockery, and something snaps. Fueled by pure indignation, he struggles back to his feet, defiant, yelling, "I'm not a bitch!" The crowd loves it, roars with laughter and cheers. Picus shakily raises his sword, ready to go again. It's great sustaining the comedy through escalating misunderstanding and using that external crowd pressure to push Picus' buttons in this humiliating but also kind of defiant way.
It's a low point, but he gets back up. You almost root for him, despite the delusion.
But the Arena King has seen enough of this mismatch. He booms. Enough. I believe our good friend admin here needs a bigger challenge.
The plot thickens.
The crowd knows what's coming. They start chanting, "Bertha! Bertha! Bertha!"
This is it. The bigger bad arrives. The classic way to force an alliance, but filtered through this script's comedic lens.
And Bertha makes quite an entrance. Huge doors creak open. This 15-foot monster stomps in, waving to the roaring crowd like a celebrity.
She revels in it. That detail is fantastic. She's not just a monster. She's a diva monster.
Picus just looks up, totally overwhelmed, and lets out a quiet, defeated Sard.
And admin, even now facing this giant creature, turns to Picus and corrects him. Language!
It's perfect. Their core personalities are just unshakable, even facing imminent doom. Classic comedic timing.
So this really raises the question for writers. How do you finally force these two completely different people to team up?
Well, admin, despite the giant monster, still leads with cockiness, points his sword at Bertha. "You look like you dropped common loot."
Oh, admin. Don't insult the giant crowd-loving monster's potential loot quality.
Bertha's not amused. Enraged roar. Crowd goes wilder. Admin's bravado just makes things worse, or maybe better for the crowd.
As Bertha stomps towards them, ground shaking, admin steps forward, ready to take her on alone.
And Picus nervously grips his sword. Says, trying to sound brave, "Don't worry, I'm right behind you."
And then subtly sidesteps so admin is fully in front.
Classic Picus move. Admin, oblivious or just supremely confident, grins, "Don't worry, I've handled bigger."
And Picus just nervously echoes, "Yeah, me too," which is, of course, a complete lie.
And there it is, the forced alliance. This huge, immediate threat finally starts pushing them, however reluctantly, towards having to work together. It's the ultimate odd couple setup pushed to the extreme.
Those last lines of dialogue are great, hinting at that reluctant teamwork, or at least the continued struggle. They're stuck together now, facing something bigger than their own egos or delusions. That's where the potential for real change and more comedy lies.
Okay, wow. What an incredibly fun sequence of events. So let's distill this down. What does all this mean for, the aspiring writers, the filmmakers, the story lovers tuning in? What are the big takeaways from Glory and Loot so far?
Well, first, I think, is the power of character contrast as a core mechanic.
Definitely.
Admin and Picas, skilled but deluded versus lucky but unskilled. Their opposition isn't just a trait. It drives almost all the humor in the plot. Every single scene hammers home who they are, making the comedy consistent and character-based.
Absolutely. And second, flowing from that, is the masterful use of misunderstanding and dramatic irony.
Mm-hmm. Constant.
The script constantly plays with that gap, what the characters think is happening versus what we, the audience, know is really happening. It creates this ongoing source of comedic gold. We're always in on the joke, watching them misinterpret everything.
It's not just occasional gags, it's woven into the fabric of their interactions and the world itself.
Third takeaway, setup and payoff. Or, as you put it, Chekhov's gun with a banana peel.
Yeah. Like Merrick the farmer. That little note early on, overselling the emotion, seems minor, right?
Just a chuckle moment.
But bam! Later, we find out he's Merrick the Misleading, the guy luring heroes. That earlier detail becomes this fantastic reveal. It recontextualizes everything he did.
It's not just a twist. It makes the earlier scene even funnier in retrospect. Same with the treasure chest trap.
Exactly. Admin warns, it's trapped. We expect spikes, maybe poison, classic stuff.
But the payoff, teleportation capture device, totally unexpected, subverts the trope, raises the stakes, creates a new, funny problem. It's about paying things off, yes, but paying them off in surprising ways that escalate the comedy and chaos.
Fourth, world building through quirks. This script does it so well.
Yeah, the drinking glass spell, the skeletons bickering about shackle clink quality.
Even those minor characters feel distinct. They have personalities, weird motivations. It makes the world feel unique, lived in, chaotic, and funny, not just dangerous.
Yeah.
Adds so much flavor.
Fifth point, pacing and escalation. Really important. The script starts small tavern scene, builds through their separate journeys, the contrasting dungeon experiences, then culminates in this huge arena fight with a giant monster diva.
It constantly raises the stakes and the level of absurdity, keeps you hooked, keeps the energy high. They know when to introduce the next complication or comedic escalation.
And finally, maybe tying it all together, dialogue for distinct voices.
Crucial.
Every character sounds like themselves. Admin's boastful confidence, Pinks' mix of delusion and dry sarcasm, the nervous skeleton, the unimpressed skeleton, the one who wants to wear skin.
Please don't remind me of that one.
But their dialogue isn't just moving the plot, it's revealing who they are, making them memorable, reinforcing their personalities. That's vital for comedy. The humor comes from the characters.
Absolutely. It makes them feel real, even in this completely fantastical, ridiculous setting.
So yeah, an incredible breakdown of glory and loot. We really hope you all got some fantastic insights into crafting stories that are both hilarious and action-packed.
Whether you're outlining your next script or just love seeing how these things are put together.
It definitely shows how even the most overconfident heroes and the most accidentally competent sidekicks can find themselves forced together, sometimes by a 15-foot monster named Bertha.
Remember, every script, good or bad, has lessons tucked inside. Keep writing, keep plotting, and maybe think about how your character's biggest flaws or their weirdest little quirks could actually become the engine driving your whole story. Sometimes the most annoying trait is the most useful, comedically speaking.
That's a great final thought. Thanks so much for joining us here on Pencil Paper Plot.
See you next time.
We'll catch you for the next breakdown. Bye now.